Bis vor einem Monat warst du ein totaler Versager. Und irgendwie wurdest du auf einmal zum größten Star der Welt. Wie durch Zauberei. Also, was ist passiert?
We start all our interviews with the same question. What was the last movie you saw?
Oh.
Except your own one,
yes.
of course.
High Life. Claire Denis.
Yeah, I know.
With Robert Pattinson.
And did you like it?
Very much.
Okay, I don't know. I guess I didn't understand it.
I know, it's a strange one.
It's a very strange one.
You have to be in the right mood for films.
Definitely.
I liked it a lot. I've made a space movie, Sunshine. So anybody who makes a space movie, I really feel for them.
Yeah.
I'm empathetic to the director straight away because they're tough to make. And I loved it. And I love the sex scene. You know, when Juliette Binoche went in that room. Because sex is very difficult in space. Most space movies never go near sex.
Yeah.
It's one of the weird unwritten rules that you never do. So I loved her for doing that, and I thought Pattinson was very good.
Absolutely.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
I would love to discuss with you the movie High Life, but I have to discuss your movie.
Absolutely.
Jack Malik is the very first leading role of your Himesh Patel. It's his first leading role in a cinematic movie.
Yes.
Did you realize that? Was it different to film with him than filming with more with other actors? Or?
Yes, no, I understand. It helped that Lily James, who was obviously playing Ellie, and who we rehearsed with and did a lot of shooting with, she has been a lead in movies, and she was more experienced, and that helped him, I think, settling down. I think also the Beatles-Songs, although they were a pressure, they helped him because he could concentrate on them. He was concentrating so hard on learning them and playing them well and all those kind of things, that in a way he could relax about the acting, because he's an experienced actor. He'd done soap opera in Britain on television for quite a few years and stuff like that, so he'd acted before. But so I think, funnily enough, the pressure of the Beatles-Songs helped him relax into the fact that it was his first lead as an actor in the film. And he's very modern. His sense of humour is slightly different to Richard Curtis's, for instance, who wrote the script. And he's very subtle, his humour, and it's very modern, young British humour. It's very subtle. You can barely tell sometimes, was that funny or? And I think that helped. So he was very relaxed doing that, and he's very confident about the fact that he knew he had a kind of slightly different sense of humour to Richard's kind of comedy writing, and that was my job was to try and make them come together.
Maybe this is a reason why I thought that Yesterday feels more like a Richard Curtis movie than a movie of you. It's not in a bad way. But I realized was that planned?
Not planned as much. I certainly didn't want to hijack the film. I wanted to do the film as written. I wanted to make it feel like a joyous film. I think that I mean, Richard's work is often full of that joy, which can feel a bit saccharine at times, almost like over-force. But actually, as he pointed out, the joy that's in the Beatles' songs, their music, you have to, if you're going to make a film like this, which is 15 of their songs, the film has to have a joy in it, you know. So, for instance, but it's surprising what you might think is a Richard Curtis mark and what you think is one of my marks. So, for instance, Obla-Di Obla-Da at the end, that whole end sequence where they get married and have kids, and that great song plays, that's mine. That wasn't in the script.
Okay.
So I put that on because I thought, Richard, this should be like a Richard Curtis film.
That's very interesting.
So in a funny kind of way, you're kind of now. Weirdly enough, the Beatles. I'm not comparing ourselves to them, by the way. But Lennon and McCartney, that's what they used to do. Is that they would write songs for each other in each other's tone of voice in a way. They'd get to know each other so well. So Richard and I started doing that a little bit.
That's very interesting. You've been in talks for directing the next movie of a very successful British franchise. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I hope it's okay to ask you if directing Yesterday had something to do with breaking up the Bond project.
Oh right, no. In fact, I'd shot I'd shot this film. By the time we got into, by the time we started working on the Bond movie, and in fact, what happened is we just fell out over the script. Really, they wanted to change the screenwriter. I absolutely did not want to change the screenwriter because I thought he was doing a great job, and he's a kind of colleague of mine that I've worked with many times, and so we agreed to part company. Really, no, they were two separate things. In fact, they were trying very much to. The producers of the two different movies were working very hard to try and make both films work for each other. But so it was nothing to do with that. Really.
Okay. Last question. Sadly, for Yesterday, you worked together with my absolutely favorite composer, Daniel Pemberton. I love him. I really, really love him, and he's the only composer I recognize that it's his work, even if I don't know it.
Wow.
So what makes Daniel Pemberton being such a good choice for Yesterday?
Have you ever met him?
I didn't meet him, no.
You wouldn't, when you meet him, you wouldn't think he's a good composer because he wears he wears polka dots and highly coloured trousers, and it's the worst fashion taste you've ever seen in a human being.
Oh God.
So. But his music is sublime.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really sublime. He did the music on Spider-Man, the
yeah,
cartoon
Spider-Man, Steve Jobs.
Into the Spider-Verse or whatever that was.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's very underrated, yeah. He's a very, very special composer, I think. This job is impossible because you're saying to a composer, we've got 15 Beatles songs, some of the greatest songs ever written, and you've got to write the bits in between them. It's like, who's going to want a job like that? A composer, you think, I'm going to get killed. Or, if I'm noticed at all, I'll get killed. Probably nobody will even notice as any other music anyway. But he took it on because he had the love of the Beatles, and his music in this film is very beautiful.
And you recognize that it's him.
Yeah, well,
There's one scene where the leading role, I don't know what did he do in this scene where he researches in the internet that everything that the Beatles are not there.
Gone,
and this is him. So
it's so good.
It's great.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's a very clever piece of composing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some very special little pieces from him in it, and he's putting out. There's an album coming out of him singing the Beatles songs, and most of it is obviously the Beatles songs, but there's a few bits of it of Daniel's music as well.